There's been a lot going on. A lot going on with work. Because of the way I work on contracts. The type of stuff I do is I do project management, project and program management. So what that basically means is that I boss a load of people about and get them organised to do stuff and work together. Now, I live down in Cornwall, which is way down in the southwest of the UK. And this contract was both in London and in Paris. It's actually with the fashion house. I can't go into which one it was. It's contractually obliged not to disclose it. But I worked with this company, large company, a lot of travel involved, travel on a weekly basis to get into London. And it was a bit tricky. So I tried various means. I tried the overnight train and I tried the sleeper. I tried direct trains, and when they were running, of course. I tried a coach once. Now that was awesome, but it took an absolute age. It took 8 hours. 8 hours on my Sunday to get into London, which is nice once you get your mindset into it, and you can kind of relax into it. So I took a book and read a bit, and then I also did some work on the coach. But that is it's a massive chunk of time. I also tried the flights. So a couple of times I got the flight from Newquay Airport, my local airport, and then took that into London Gatwick. And that's good, but then you've got the train at the other end. So flight time versus train time versus, because you've got the wait time with the security teams, then you've got the trains at the other end, and then you've got the commute from here to the airport. It's kind of it's shorter, definitely shorter flying, and it is about 20 quid. Even when you're buying the peak time travels, 20 quid more expensive to go by plane than it is by the train. And, trains have got its own thing. I got more delays with the trains. I got more cancellations with the trains than I did with any of the bus or the coach or the flights. But, that's the nature of where I am. I live in a beautiful part of the world, and it's part of the price that I have to pay in increased travel time to wherever I'm going to go and work. And then, of course, at the end of each of those types of transportation, there's always then the tubes, or when I was in France, the metros at the other end. Navigating in France, that in itself was a bit interesting, but finding your way through a city when you don't speak the language was pretty challenging. But you know what, I did it, and absolutely fine. Now, one of the things I did when I was staying in London was to make sure that I stayed in a different hotel each and every time. It's really easy there because you've got such a vast choice of different types of hotels. I stayed in some really quite swanky places, some really quite cool and quirky. And then to the other end of it, I saved a load of cash with a couple of them, and they were interesting, cheap and cheerful, like really cheap. In fact, there was one place that I rocked up to, and I just checked in at reception. They were like, "Yeah, you're on the 3rd floor." I was like, "Oh, right. Well, where's the elevator?" They're like, "Oh, we don't have a lift, sir." I'm like, right. So then I'm traipsing up with my bag, get up to the top of the stairs at this 3rd story, and I'm like, walk in the room, and it's like, oh, kind of assumed that every single hotel would have its own toilet in its own room. But you know what? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just the odd one that didn't think to check to make sure that there's an actual loo in the room. It turns out that the 3rd floor was a shared toilet with everybody. So that was different. You know what? It cost me like 60 quid a night though for central London. I saved a bunch of money, so you know what? It's only a couple of nights. It's not so bad. And then while I'm there, I'm in London, and I get to see some really cool tourist stuff, and get to see St James Park, Regent Park, Buckingham Palace. In fact, I got to actually take myself off for a run. And this is one of the things about contracting. When you're travelling so much, you don't get to do this very frequently. But I did get one opportunity to run round Regent Park and go around the big lakes there. And that was flipping awesome. It's about 5 o'clock in the morning, nobody about, it's really quiet. But I did get to do a little bit of exercise when I'm there. And now I've finished the contract. I can get back on it and start to eat better and exercise more and just get in better shape again. One good opportunity was, though, that my wife came and stayed with the kids and came and met me, and we stayed over in Covent Garden. That was really cool. You're right in the centre of London. It's all going on there, and you've got the ability to walk out. And we did take an opportunity to walk to the British Museum and go and see the Roman display that they've got going on there. That was really cool. Walking in London, though, everything's like half an hour. So you're walking 10, 12,000, 15,000 steps a day is really, really normal. In addition to all of the travelling time there and the effort to get there, it was some really, really long hours. I mean, I'd be getting up at 5:30 in the morning so that I could get into the office by 7:30 in the morning and start work. And that's when I'm actually there in London. So when I'm at home, I don't have any commute, so it's like normally 7 o'clock start. And then you work through to, I don't know, 7:30, 8 o'clock, normal end of the day. And then outside of that, there's messages to check up on and make sure that things are going and people haven't got any issues that they've got concerns about. So it was... it was pretty damn full on. I mean, it was such a big iconic brand. You can kind of understand why there's so many people involved. £17 billion turnover organisation that are putting in an IT system. There's a lot going on, but it really didn't suit me. There's a lot of suits there, and there's a lot of personalities there, and they've all got their own little agendas. And I don't do politics, right? I just don't. I'm straight. If something's not working, I'll say it's not working. If something needs to change, I'll say it needs to change. If I've created something and then I can help people out with that and share that, I share that. And there was a lot of this shielding the stuff that they'd done, the creating the stuff, keeping it to themselves, creating politics and creating little niche groups. That isn't me, and to be honest with you, I was a bit of a square peg in a round hole there. It didn't quite sit well with me, so that was it, end of that. But whilst I was there in London, what I did manage to get a load of stuff, and I'm not sure how I'm going to document it, but I also bought a cool little camera. I say cool little camera, it's like my spy camera. Nobody knows you're actually using a camera at the time. It's Ray-Ban Metas, and they've got these cameras built in, and it's flipping awesome. So you can just walk around, you see something, you've got it on your face, you just take the shot. So I was getting loads and loads of different touristy things round and about using the Metas. So I'll share some of that in the near future, and perhaps as part of this video show you what's going on. It's really cool. You've got your spyglasses, nobody knows that you've got it going on. In fact, some of the stuff that you've seen now in the B-roll was actually filmed using those glasses. But I will do a bit more of an in-depth thing as we get into the future. And that's the thing, isn't it? So what now? So I've got an opportunity now to take some time out. And that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing some more videos, getting some more sharing going on, and taking you through some of the things that I've got. I've got some new whizzy bits of kit that is just really cool, and I want to share that with you. It's some really cool stuff coming up as well with that. I've got a couple of big builds. They're big builds for me anyway. I'm going to be changing out the greenhouse and building out a studio for my wife, so that's going to be a bit of an interesting one. I've never built a studio before, so we can learn together. And with that, why don't you click on the subscribe button down there if any of this is of interest to you, and you can follow along and see how we get on, and all the trials and tribulations that will come along with trying a brand new build in a brand new way with not very much skills about how this all works and hangs together. It's going to be interesting. But anyway, enough of me babbling on. Thank you very much for watching for now. My name's Rich, and this is It's Adventure. As I say, if you do want to subscribe, click on that button there. It's free. It's free today. Free. Go and do it. And thank you for coming along. I hope to see you again very soon.